All right, all right, all right. Today we have the merged fishtail on Lauren. She will also be showing you some curls when she does it herself for the first time. And we will include a little trick I created about tying off the end of this fishtail. So I'm excited about this, and let's get started. Here's Lauren just finishing up her look. Very proud of the time it took her and how fun it was to curl. So we're going to start by splitting our section into two separate sections. From each section, you'll then pull a little piece of it and cross it over to the other section. On this one, I'll start right away creating a French fishtail so that you can never see the separation. I really wanted to start it right off the bat. So I'm just crossing over to each section, making sure that I'm holding tight to the scalp, because I like to keep a braid tight so I can show what direction it's going and lead the braid into where I want it to be. I find that if I have my hand right at the scalp and really tight to the center where you're crossing over the pieces, it'll really help you figure out how you want the braid to be and where it can lay. So pinch tight on the center and make sure that you cross over and you're keeping your hands pointed in the direction that you want the braid to go. So I have to keep my left wrist really high because I want to keep wrapping around. I don't want to lead the braid down. I want to lead it around her head. So now I broke away and I'm just doing the continuing to do the regular fishtail. Here I just want to loosen it up a bit because I always have a tendency to braid really tight, and I know I want it to be a looser look, but not super loose on this one. So I'll just finish fishtailing, and I know I want to cross this over in the end, so I'm still continuing to braid over directed towards the other side so that it will lay nice when I add the two together. Okay, so here's how it looks, and you can see how it is a little bit looser on the right side. Okay, so start again into two sections, and right away start with the French fishtail. So you can see if I held my hands like this the whole time, I would really slope down her hair and be going towards the bottom. So see how I start picking up my right hand now. I'm going to really hold my wrist up high so that I can make sure that it really directs around her head. And that's how you directional braid, is by showing the braid where you want it to go in the way you hold your hands. Okay, so we'll just keep fishtailing. So I should break away from the scalp here, away from the French fishtail, and go into regular fishtail. And on this side, I won't braid quite as far down as I did on the other one because I needed more length on the other braid so that I can join them together here in a second. So when we get to joining them together, the keys are to keep the left two sections divided and take the right two and place them over. So here I grab both of the left sides of the braids and both of the right sides of the braids, join them together, and then start fishtailing right away. And the nice thing about fishtails is that if you have any bumpiness when you merge them together, that all kind of comes out because you're pulling on it, and you can pull through and get your sections to come through tighter. So if in the middle there it looks a little messy, it will come through when I keep braiding because it pulls the section nicer together. So we'll just finish fishtailing this up, and then in a little bit I'm going to bring back a little trick from the 80s. There was a little tool in the 80s called the topsy tail, and what it did is you created a hole after you made a ponytail, and then you would flip the whole ponytail through the hole. So here I'm going to tie it off. What I'm doing here is just tying off the section that had the two last few pieces I crossed over, and I found that a fishtail will stay if you only do that, so you can leave some of it out and it won't fall apart, because as long as you caught the last couple sections that have crossed over, the fishtail will stay. So now I'll create the hole I was talking about from the topsy tail after I loosen it a little bit. So we'll create the hole right above the ponytail holder, and then what I'm going to do is flip the ponytailed section through the hole, get that whole section, pull it through, and then we'll go ahead and tighten it. I like this little trick because you can't really see how you ended the braid, and it's just a fun new way to change up a braid so that they aren't all looking the same. So we'll go ahead and straighten out some of the curls. And I found that when we curled the top section, it really makes it so that everything comes in and curls into it. So you can choose to or not to curl this section. We chose to curl it because Lauren's hair is really straight, and it just softens the look a bit, and then we don't have to go through and curl it after. We will, however, we focused a lot on curling the top section of Lauren's hair, so she'll go through and curl a couple of other pieces. So here we're just showing how we loosen and pull the braid out. We want it to be a little bit more tattered looking than what we started with, a real cleaner look. So we'll go ahead and tatter it up a little bit. Okay, so we finished the braiding part, and now we'll go ahead and touch up some of the underneath part that was revealed when we moved the top layer of curls into the braid. So Lauren's just going to add some movement into it. She found that when she holds the iron very horizontal, that works really well for getting curls for her. It opens them up enough and doesn't get too tight. She gets them to be a looser curl like she wanted on with this look. So she is just going through and touching up some movement on these parts. Lauren's still learning the iron, so she kind of second guesses herself periodically, and right there she ran it through too fast. So although you can move through quite fast with a smaller section like she's taking, she sometimes was going just a little bit too fast and wouldn't pick up the curl. But there she's pleasantly surprised at how fast she got to go. So she'll do a couple more curls like that. And now she's got some movement in there. And probably one more on this side. The next section we could have left out or put in. I wanted to put it in because it shows you a little bit of how to straighten with the iron. So you'll see the guide side, or the hooked part of the iron, is away from her scalp. And that's how you straighten. So I could have left it out because in the end Lauren ends up curling that piece again, but I wanted to show you that A, you don't always get the look you want right away, and you can toy around with it a little bit, and B, I wanted to show you how it looks when you straighten with the iron. So, and how fun it is when you get the look that you finally want. There she tried to curl with the straightening side, so now she's relearning it and going, okay, I need to put it in here, and then I get a little bit of a swoop that I get. Okay, so now we got the look we wanted. Oh no, wait, we didn't. She's gonna try one more time. So I think that's what we all do with our hair, toy around with it until you get the look that you want. Here she feels like it falls too much in her face, so we're gonna go ahead and curl one more time. And then that will complete the look. So you can see how she goes back, puts that guide close to her scalp, and then pulls it away. So there she's got more curl in it, more bend in it. So great job, Lauren. It looks great. We'll spray it and put the finishing touches on. And that's it. So, got the look. Glad Lauren learned how to use the iron so fast and showed you how to do it. We will have a tutorial later on showing you Lauren's learning process with the iron, see if we can help you with your learning process of it. So that'll be coming out soon, so watch for that tutorial. Here we're going to just gather some of the hair, put it back together, and then we'll show you Lauren's wonderful imitation of a rotating chair. So here she is in the front and rotate around. Beautiful transition, Lauren. Good job.